Hi techies, today I am going to explain few more Informatica interview questions. The first one is how can Informatica can be used for an organization, and the second one is what are the tasks that can be performed using source qualifier transformation, and third question is what is the difference between the star schema and snowflake schema in data warehouse, and fourth question is what is the difference between the subquery and correlated subquery, and fifth question is what is complex mapping. Let's go for the answers. The first question is how can Informatica be used for an organization? Informatica can be used in an organization in the following ways. First one is we can use it for data migration. Data migration is nothing but transferring the data from the traditional system to a new database system. And second one is for data warehousing. You know, right, Informatica is an ETL tool which is used for moving the data from the database or production system to the data warehouse. This process is known as data warehousing. And third one is for data integration. Data integration is nothing but integrating the data from multiple sources or file-based systems. If you have multiple databases as a sources, Informatica will be a good tool to clean up the data and integrate the data. The second question is what are the tasks that can be performed using SQ, source qualifier transformation. You can perform the joins on tables. You can also join the tables belonging to the same database, and by default all the tables are joined by using the primary key and foreign key relationship. We can also explicitly specify the join condition in user defined join property. Second one is we can use it for remove the duplicates. You can also select the distinct rows from this source table by using the select distinct property. Then integration service will add the select distinct statement to the default SQL query. And the third usage is you can filter the rows. An integration service adds a where class to the filter rows. And fourth one is sort input. You can also sort the input data by specifying the number of sorted inputs. An integration service uses the order by class by default to sort the input data. And fifth one is custom SQL query. You can also write your own queries to perform the calculations on the source data. The third question is what is the difference between star schema and snowflake schema in data warehouse? Here you can see I'm showing two diagrams. One is for star schema and another one is for snowflake schema. Star schema will contain fact table in the middle and it is connected with the different multiple dimension tables like a star. And in snowflake schema, fact table will be a centralized table and it is connected with multiple dimension tables, and these dimension tables again connected with the multiple dimension tables. The splitting of dimension tables into different multiple dimension tables is called as normalization. Why we'll go for normalization means if you have any data redundancy or duplicates in the data, then we are going to split the data into different dimension tables and connected with one dimension table. The main differences between the star schema and snowflake schema are if you use the star schema, the data redundancy will be more. If you use the snowflake schema, the data redundancy will be very less because we are using the normalized tables. And also one thing you have to remember, here we have more number of multiple tables, and because of this we have to maintain all the tables. Maintenance cost will be more. When it comes to star schema, we don't have normalization tables, right? So everything will be in a denormalized single dimension table. So that's why it will not incur much cost when it comes to maintenance. And in star schema, we no need to write the complex queries because if you want any data or information, just we need to write one join on fact table and dimension table. not needed much joins, and that's why the query performance will be more, and also complexity will be very less. And if in case of Snowflake schema, if you want to get any data or any information, you need to connect with the multiple tables. So we need to use multiple joins on different tables, because of this normalized concept, we have multiple dimension tables, right? So that's why we have to write multiple joins. So query complexity will be more, and also the performance of the query also very less, because it will take more time because of joins. So retrieval process will be very, it will take very high time. The fourth question is, what is the difference between subquery and correlated subquery? In subquery, the inner query is executed only once. The inner query will get executed first, and the output of the inner query used by the outer query. The inner query is not dependent on outer query. In correlated subquery, the outer query will get executed first, and for every row of outer query, inner query will get executed. So the inner query will get executed as many times as number of rows in the result of the outer query. The outer query output can use the inner query output for comparison. This means inner query and outer query dependent on each other. The fifth question is, what is complex mapping? If mapping contains the following features, we call it as a complex mapping. The first one is, it should have difficult requirements, and second one is, many number of transformations it should contain, and third one is complex business logic,